Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm actually really excited to dive into this next project because I wasn't expecting to do it. It's a little bit spontaneous for me. After we finished the front living room and entryway, which is beautiful, the additions that we added last week really took it up a notch. Oh, the curtains just really filled out that wall. The missing puzzle piece, I feel like, on that space. I love it. I love the direction that that room took. And now we can use that as a style blueprint throughout the rest of the house. And then from that room, we went into the kitchen and did some major improvements in there while we wait to renovate. It's going to be quite a while before I really nail down what I want for that space, and then also get a contractor to give a quote, and then we can save some money to work on that project as a whole. But in the meantime, for just the cost of 2 gallons of paint, one for the cabinets and one for the walls, additionally the hardware that I got for $60, we really transformed that space by also adding the curtains, just those finishing touches that aren't a lot of money, but really transform the space into something that I love for now to carry us through the next few years before we actually renovate that whole area and make a really epic kitchen. We are currently in the primary bathroom. There is only a shower, not a tub, a decent sized space. It's not a huge bathroom. It's not a super tiny bathroom. It's definitely an improvement from our apartment, but it does lack some things that I would love to transform this later on. And when we actually renovate, we'll renovate the kitchen and the bathrooms. But I am in here quite a lot. Obviously, it's our bathroom. I was standing right here putting on my makeup and I was looking around and I was like, I gotta do something. It's really not speaking to me. All this white tile, all the white walls. You guys, it's driving me bonkers. And another reason why I spend so much time in there and I put my makeup on in there, I'm really fast at it and I don't have another place for a vanity. I don't have any place to put it. We had the one that I built here for a little bit and it was just in the way. And then I was like, I don't use it. It's fine, we don't need it. So I use the bathroom and then also, you know, just my dresser top. I also have very exciting news to share with you guys. I have been holding this in for months now and I can finally share it because it is launching today. I have created a very special collection with Orate. It is a complete jewelry collection and a piece for your home. I am completely decked out in the collection right now with all of my favorite pieces. If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you know that I love the company Orate. They are a female-founded company based in New York City. All of their materials are ethically sourced. They use all recycled gold, and for the quality of the craftsmanship and materials that you're getting, they offer a super fair price. So together we created the most beautiful collection inspired by my rose garden. If you guys know me, you know when we bought this house, that rose garden is my happy place. It's where I find peace. I was outside one day and I took some pictures of my roses and I hand sketched their shapes, just being really inspired by the movement of the petals and all the texture and character. And Orate was able to take my sketches and turn it into not only this beautiful marble tray in the shape of my pink rose from outside, which is absolutely crazy. And it's solid marble, so special and so unique. We created this tray in 2 color options, in green and in white, so you can really pick the one that's going to flow well with your house. And it's really meant to be a catch-all for your jewelry, your necklaces, your bracelets, your earrings, your rings. Orate was able to take the same sketches of my roses and etch them into gold for the jewelry, which is absolutely amazing. One of my favorite pieces from the jewelry collection is the rose garden ring. It comes in the mini size, which I feel like is great for stacking and wearing all the time, and then the regular, which is more of a statement ring that you can wear alone. I also love the rose garden earrings. It's the same etching pattern with the roses in them. They are effortless. You can wear them all the time because I love their closure. The ring is a complete loop, so you can sleep with them, and the rose garden pendant necklace, I feel like I wear it all the time. I can can layer it with other pieces. It also comes in 2 colors to match the marble trays. I'm gonna leave all of the details in the description box for you guys to check out the entire Rose Garden collection. I hope you love it as much as I do and wear it. I'm so proud of this special edition collection, and quantities are limited, so make sure you check out the collection while you can. And you can get 25% off your entire array purchase. That's their amazing pieces that they have on their site, including my collection, by using code ROSEGARDEN at checkout. So I'll leave all of that below so you can check it out. So let's figure out what we're doing with this bathroom design-wise so that I have a pretty place to put things like this. Like, this tray deserves to be put somewhere really pretty. The first thing I always do when starting a room makeover, even if it's a small one, is go through and write down everything that bothers me, everything that I don't like, everything that isn't super functional, that we could tweak to better live in the space. I'm not gonna do anything super like, let's tear it all out kind of mentality. This is a, how can we make this space better so that we can enjoy the space while we wait to renovate without breaking the bank, and we can do this on a budget. So the floor is definitely something that I would love to tackle. Romeo and I both are so bothered by the floor. If we could do something on the floor, I think it would help break up all of the other white tile. Another thing that I don't love just personally, but I'm trying to embrace in this makeover are these accented blue tiles. I did see this blue all throughout France when we toured. So I'm kind of now embracing it. I'm like, okay, what can I do to make me like that tile more by enhancing the other things in the space? I even thought about sanding just that square down and painting it with some enamel paint and painting it black, which I thought was a great idea. I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. And I think it would really work in this vanity area, but it's not gonna last in the shower. And if I do it in one place, I have to do it in both. And then if that starts to peel off, it's like having chipped nails. It's gonna bother me so much, and then I'm gonna have to fix it or redo it. It's just not practical. So I'm trying to lean into it. I'm trying to embrace it. So we're gonna incorporate that into whatever we do. Another thing that I do not like, that bothers me a lot, is all of the mixed metals in here. So we've got silver majority, silver light, silver towel holder, silver faucet, silver towel holder over here, silver toilet paper holder, and silver accents on the shower and the hooks. And then we've got black. We've got all black hardware. And then we've got brass. We've got a brass doorknob. We've got brass hinges on all the cabinetry and the door, and all the hardware on the windows. Oh, and a little brass, beautiful little brass light. Personally, I don't love silver. I would love to replace all of that, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Now, they've painted all of the cabinetry in this bathroom blue to kind of tie in with, even though it's not the same blue, kind of ties in with the blue tiles, so it was an accent they were going for. And they're getting really roughed up, like it's starting, you know, just after we moved in, there's some scratches and things, and they painted in a chalk paint, so they're not really holding up very well. So I'd like to do something on the cabinetry. Also, for functional purposes, there's this one. We don't use it. It's wasted space. It's maybe laundry. I like a laundry basket because it's just easier. You can just take it, you know, to the laundry room. I'd love to turn this just into a door, so that we can actually use the storage underneath here. But we do have adequate storage in here, which makes me really happy. We even had loads more storage over here. So whatever we do on those cabinets, I'd love to do on this side as well. And the shower, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like if we do decide to go a brass route, which I would love, or like a brushed gold route, we could paint these things. These things are pretty easy to come off. This gets some wear, but you know, the hinges and things really don't. So those would really last. I could swap this out and then paint the rest. Also, I'd love to do something with the mirror because it's just, see it? It's just hung like a picture. It's not attached to the wall or anything, and it's just framed out. Slide it off and kind of like make it more ornate or something. That could be kind of a cool project. When we had our inspection, when we bought this house, these windows actually open, but they have bars on them. And for egress, that shouldn't be there. If there is a fire and we do have to get out of this side of the house, this is really the only access point. There are other windows, but they're too high. And so we will need to escape. So I've got to take this off. Let's look at inspiration. This is always a really important part of figuring it out. I feel like it helps me visualize color palettes and textures and possibilities. Heading to Pinterest, let's search first for any bathrooms with that blue tiling. Oh, I don't even know what that blue tiling is called. Like, it's always a guessing game in the beginning. Ooh, okay. Whoa. Okay, see, that's a lot of this tile. But this is kind of what I was thinking I would love to do on the floors, is a diamond pattern that's alternating colors, so light and dark. I don't think I want to do solid black and solid white, more like cream and gray, you know, so it's a little more subtle. Obviously, we're not going to demo and pull up tile. I'm hoping I can find like a peel and stick tile that we can do in the bathroom floor for now. I remember that Chris Loves Julia did like a peel and stick tile kind of in the color palette that I'm looking for, but it's sold out everywhere, but this kind of looks like it. The more I see the blue and white tile, the more I'm kind of into it looking like that French kind of country kind of look, and I don't have a lot of it. That's so cute. So cute. I like that more than I like mine. And I see it a lot with brass elements. So you know I love brass. What is a Delft tile? Oh, Delft is a company. So definitely beefing up that mirror, I think, is a win. Like, I feel like that's a definite yes. So when I see these blue tiles, what I'm seeing is just like white ceramic sinks with nothing underneath, like no storage, or just little curtains. But I'm also seeing more wood tone. I don't know if that's good quality wood cabinets. I don't even know if it's real wood. I have wanted to experiment with a painted on wood, you know, like it gives a wood look, but it's actually paint, and maybe even bring the wood back in the beams. Definitely the peel and stick floor tiles. Definitely streamlining all the metals. So we'll go the route of doing the brass and as much as we can that makes sense. Embracing the blue, but painting the cabinetry in a wood-like look and staining it, enhancing the mirror for sure, and swapping out like the vanity light and things and maybe painting the others. Cafe curtains all the way. Okay, let's go shopping. Let's see if we can find some materials for the floor and the mirror and some new updated fixtures and things. And also possibly that reticate paint to turn something painted into looking like wood. First, we're gonna stop by an antique store, because a lot of the time antique stores and like smaller boutiques that sometimes carry vintage will carry the more interesting paints, like the smaller paint collections and brands that do like really cool textures or chalk paint. So I want to find this product called retiquing or retique. It basically lets you paint a wood finish, and I've been wanting to try it for a while now because I want to do it to a cabinet we have at the cottage. I want to see if they have that, and also look for a vintage vanity light. I'd love to put a more unique light in there because I feel like we have a really pretty small light in there, and I'd like to kind of complement it more than the silver basic hardware one does. And then we'll just donate that one. You'll get lucky and you'll find some, you know, pretty vintage lighting that hopefully isn't an arm and a leg. I'm just gonna have a look around and see. Just arrived at Lowe's because I feel like of all of the hardware stores, Lowe's has the most unique decorative pieces, molding, you know, trim work, and usually some odd paint options. No luck at the antique store. I also need to pick up some other things, and I really want to look at their peel and stick floor tiles because they had two that I could mix, I think, when I looked online. So let's see. Honestly, you guys, this looks really good. Like, does it look like real tile? No. Does it look better than what we have? 1000%. Since we're striking out on the vintage lighting, I just wanted to walk through the lighting at Lowe's. This light is really pretty. It has the ribbed, it looks vintage, but it's very sleek and beautiful. It has like the texture that I love and stuff, like the uniqueness and the character. It's $119. So I'm looking in the trim aisle to see if they have any molding that we could enhance that mirror. We could make it beefier, maybe paint it more ornate. I've never seen this trim before. This is a ceiling finger joint crown, so a crown molding, but the detail on it is so pretty. I'm just worried about the thickness, but each piece is $28, so $28 for 8 feet. So it would be a $50 project or so. Something in me is telling me to get it and look at it. You don't know until you try. You have to try things, so we can always return it. I love this floor. I'm very excited about this. I also got some paint swatches we could play. Another thing that I thought of while I was there, I was like, I should paint the walls. I don't like white walls. These are $1.29 a piece. I have 45 square feet of floor in here, and that's being generous. That's not even taking into account the portion that the shower is on, so I won't need them there. So I got 44 tiles, roughly 58 bucks, give or take, for $50 to $60 to upgrade this floor. I'm very excited about that. That actually makes me really happy. I mixed 2 floors, the creamy white gray, and then they have this color that I believe they're calling black. But when it was up on the wall, it looked a lot darker than it does when it's on the floor. It's just, you have to look at it in your space, at the angles that you're gonna have it. It definitely looked more black in the store, but I'm actually happy that it's more subtle because now the two together are a lot more complementing, but it'll still give that pattern. Of course, I'm gonna make this project a lot harder than if I was to lay it like straight, like square, because I want it on a diamond kind of pattern. I'm gonna have to do a lot of cutting. We're just gonna lay them down for now so we can see what it looks like. It'll be alternating like this. Also, I was reading on the sides of how to install these. You can also do them a little bit separated and put grout. So now seeing this in the space, oh, you're so cute. So now seeing this in the space, I actually really like the decision of doing these like a wood look, bringing the warmth. That is definitely what this bathroom is lacking, is any warmth. Okay, task number 1, rough up the existing floor. Because this is slick, shiny tile, the rougher something is, the better something else is gonna stick to it. I have a 60 grit on here, really rough tooth. I have never sanded tile before, so we're gonna experience this together. Ready, set, go. I always get nervous when I start to mess something up. Okay, we're doing it. Did it do anything? Yeah, actually it did scratch it. Okay, that's actually good. Honestly, this is not doing much. Like it is and it is and it isn't. This little drill bit I got when we were doing the beams in the front room because we really needed to get into the grooves. And it's a wire brush, really, but it's like for like removing paint. And so it hooks onto your drill like that. And it's, I don't know, it's like coarse. I'm trying to work smart, not hard. Sandpaper still works better. Got them rougher for sure. I paid close attention to any like pathways. Step 2, we need to make this floor flat. So where the tile has grout, it naturally dips down into like a valley. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. But from what I've read, we really want the floor to be as flat as possible so that the tiles have a lot to adhere to. So to do this, I'm using a thin set mortar. Same thing that you would use to put down tile, probably what's underneath this tile. But instead of using a trowel and make it rough, I'm gonna use a grout float, what you would actually put grout on with. Pour some thin set mortar in this bucket, and I'm gonna keep adding water into the bucket until I have like a creamy peanut butter consistency. I'm gonna start over here by the toilet and kind of work my way out of the room. I think this is gonna be fairly easy. I think I'm kind of overthinking it because I'm encountering some tiles that aren't level in a sense, like some are a little higher. So I'm kind of being a perfectionist about where this goes, and I don't think it matters all that much as long as it gets it flatter. Okay, we're gonna let that dry for a little bit. I think when it's like half dry, I'm gonna go over it with a sponge, a wet sponge, just to get any like rough ridges. Okay, so I let it dry overnight, and I actually did use my scraper to kind of make it smooth, you know, because the scraper's kind of flat, so I was able to make it really smooth. There were actually a lot of little places that had dips, which I'm glad I did this to kind of fill those areas in. So we're ready to put down the tiles. Finally, I've cleaned it so many times. I have swept 4 times, vacuumed 5 times, just gone over it, wiped it with my hands, like making sure there's nothing else on these floors so that the glue will stick really, really well. I'm not depending solely on the sticky part of these peel and stick tiles. It is quite sticky, but I'm taking it a step further because I really want this to last and be durable. I also got some liquid nails. This is the Fuse It All Surfaces. It literally says bonds almost everything. So it does list most plastics, which is what vinyl is, and ceramic, and it also bonds metal, glass, wood, mirrors. It's going to help us a lot, especially in the joints. I'm actually so excited for this floor to be different. So we're gonna follow that middle grout line here so that it really helps us like make it straight. So it's essentially that one's gonna go right there. I'm gonna put glue like all over right here where we're working. Peel this off. I mean, that's pretty sticky. Okay, let's get this one right. And I saw when they were installing somebody else was installing it, they had like a roller. I don't think it was like necessary, it was just like another tool. Oh, that's pretty stuck. Oh, that's stuck. Okay, the adhesive on the things are definitely stronger than oh, that's stuck. Okay, I feel very good about this. Still gonna use this though. We don't want any grout lines, so I'm literally gonna put it right next to it. My fear is messing up one of the colors. That would be awful. These tiles are pretty because they're all different, like real marble.
I could sit around and wait all day. You lay easy on my mind, like a candle I just burn away.
Okay, that was the easy part. The full pieces. Doing the diamond shape definitely made this whole project a little more tedious and a little harder because I'm gonna have to start cutting these now. I have the really sharp utility knives that we used for the turf project outside. I also have my rotary cutting board. This is like for doing like quilting and cutting with a rotary knife. And I have this like straight edge. So I think that these things are going to help a lot. But this is already looking so good. This is gonna be fairly simple, fairly easy to cut through. Since I'm cutting the edges, I'm not gonna be able to get them like super, super perfect. I know that. I'm not going in this thinking that I'm gonna cut every one perfect. What we could do is go back over it with some caulking or some silicone type like waterproofing that's colored, that's complementing, and I can edge it, make it really nice around the edges.
I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you.
figured out a great way to cut the pieces. I'm actually measuring, like, so I need a piece right here. I'll measure each side of the adjoining tile that I've already put down, 9 1/4. So then I'll go over to my tile and I'll mark 9 1/4 with a little dot, because that's where I need to cut on one side, and then I'll measure the other side and make the second mark. I'll cut a line between the two marks. It's working really, really well.
All you ever do is shine. You are brighter all the time. And I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Make it with anybody but you. I don't wanna waste it on anybody.
Oh my goodness. I did it. I finished. You guys, I've been crawling around on this bathroom floor for 2 days, but I did it. Around the toilet was definitely the hardest, because you know, our bottom of our toilet is kind of curved and you kind of have to guess at the curve. Definitely gonna get a color matched silicone caulking, similar to what we did on the sink in the kitchen. So I wanted it to match the tone of the sink. We're gonna do the same thing, but match the tone of the tile. This was definitely like a really fun weekend project. If you've been wanting to upgrade your flooring in an affordable way, this is a really doable DIY project for the weekend. And I didn't use 4 tiles, 2 of each. So I saved this much. So I only used 40 tiles. Okay, seeing it with all of my mess and scraps picked up, this looks really good. I like this so much more. It just gives the room a little more interest. You know what I mean? Like it lacked so much because there was all white walls and all white tiles. So you really focused a lot on the cabinetry and those little blue tiles. So all of the other supplies that we need for this makeover are on their way, or some came today. So stay tuned, because part 2 is going to be the final episode. There's gonna be a lot happening. We're gonna do all of the cabinetry and the wood look. Fingers crossed that works. We're gonna be replacing like some of the fixtures. I ordered a new pretty faucet that I think we'll reuse when we actually renovate the bathroom. Another DIY on the mirror, adding some curtains, things, and decorating obviously, but this was a major DIY project in this space to really take it to the next level. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys next Sunday for part 2. Kinsley, I don't think you really helped with this project. You just wanted to sit in my lap. Oh, and also we'll do the finishing touches around the edges, making it really clean, especially around the toilet and things. Give it that extra polished look. Bye guys.